Welcome pilots, you know them, you love them, aircraft tires. The thing I like about tires is that they're actually one of the few tires out there that are handmade still. So they'll have it on apparatus and they're laying the rubber on in successive sheets, and it's touched by human hands, unlike a lot of the tires that are out there. This tire looks pretty good, minus some normal wear it looks like. Some flat spots and unequal wearing, so it looks like that's the reason this particular tire was taken off and replaced. However, I've worked at places where we've had a wall of shame. So you put your tire up on the wall where it has a nice flat spot. When you have somebody that flat spots a tire, it usually looks like the age rings of a tree that's been cut down. You'll see the successive layers there, and that's a telltale sign. Plus, you get a lot of when you're taxiing. But seriously, there's a couple of things you can do to protect your tires from excessive wear. And one starts on the pre-flight, though. We should start with that and just make sure you're checking the tire. And if you see any of those real flat spots and maybe some of the white cord coming through, anytime you're a little unsure like that, be sure you call a mechanic out just to get them to check it out and make sure it looks okay for flight. Now, the next one is, how do we operate as far as not having flat spots or creating flat spots on the tire? And that's typically done by somebody who's too quick on the brakes, essentially. So I'm a big believer, sort of like the military with rifles, that, you know, the soldier says, I'm going to take care of my rifle and it'll in turn take care of me. And I'm a firm believer in that when it comes to tires and the braking system. So if you're landing on a very long runway, you know, just let it coast, essentially, and make sure you keep your heels on the floor. A lot of times people, especially at airports that are a little busy like this at Raleigh-Durham International, the ATC says exit next taxiway, and the pilot just, you know, puts on all the brakes to make that happen and to comply when you're sacrificing your tires. All right, so again, what we suggest with tires is, if you really don't need the extra braking, just let it coast. I mean, there's no problems with telling ATC we're unable to make this next taxiway. There's nothing like doing a Fred Flintstone and being on three wheels trying to make a taxiway when you've got another mile or two of runway ahead of you. Lastly, just make sure that you have all three wheels on the ground firmly before you start braking. So the overzealous person might start braking well ahead of time before the weight is on the wheels. And that goes for the nose wheel as well. This might help you one day when you need your maximum short field landing performance.